violence during Operation Two-Way Blitz has several new team members.
Governor Pritzker announced social justice leader Hina Mahmood as the executive director of the Illinois Accountability Commission. He also appointed former federal prosecutor Jimmy Harsey and Rick Estrada, the CEO of Metropolitan Family Services, to serve as commissioners on the IAC. The governor says with their backgrounds in federal investigations and civic leadership, the new members will help gather information that could help in the pursuit of justice and accountability. Mai Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Chicago police have issued an alert about a series of early morning street robberies.
There have been at least 28 incidents, each occurring on 3 days this month, 18 on Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 on November 1st, some within minutes of each other, most in South Lawndale. The scenario is the same in each. Between 2 and 4 men pull up to the victims on the street. They're driving stolen cars. They're armed with handguns and rifles, according to police, and they're wearing masks and dark clothing. They demand property. In 7 of the incidents, the victims suffered minor injuries. In one, a victim was forced into a car and was held for a time while they committed more robberies. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Around the nation at 3:34 now, President Trump accuses 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior, quote, punishable by death, quote, for urging the military to refuse illegal orders, calling them traitors. Here's White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt.
You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer responded to the president's threats on the Senate floor.
We all remember what January 6th was like. We lived through January 6th. We have lived through the assassination and attempted assassinations this year. We have members whose families have had to flee their homes. Donald Trump uses the language of execution and treason. Some of his supporters may very well listen.
The president's comments come as the administration continues attempts to deploy the National Guard troops into U.S. cities for various roles. Funeral service held today for former Vice President Dick Cheney. He died November 3rd at the age of 84. Senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang is there.
Dick Cheney was a lifelong conservative, and so he actually is one of the leading voices in the Republican Party, spoke out against the current President Trump. And it is notable that Trump is not attending this service today, and neither is the sitting Vice President, J.D. Vance. The White House says that they were not invited to do so, which is out of the ordinary, but not surprising given the tense relationship between Trump and Cheney.
Former President George W. Bush delivered the eulogy for his former VP. Former President Biden and Vice Presidents Harris and Pence were also among those in attendance. Coming up in a minute, low gas prices, traffic, and weather together is 3:36.
What's the Aetna difference? For starters, Aetna has on-demand access to the care and services you need. And you can earn dollar rewards when you complete healthy activities. Aetna, where trusted care, guidance, and quality health insurance benefits come together. Visit Aetna.com.
The holiday season means we're all out of our routines. All the time in the kitchen, playing with the kids, or traveling can make that foot, ankle, knee, or back pain even more pronounced than ever. It's Bo Duran, and I was right there with you until I walked into the Good Feet store. For years, I had tried to hide the pain any way I could, but it always came roaring back. After my free fitting and test walk, I knew my personalized arch supports would keep me properly aligned from the ground up. And now Mrs. Duran is enjoying her new pain-free posture thanks to the Good Feet store as well. All she has to worry about this holiday season is how many cookies to make for Santa Bo. Get back to doing the things you love. Try for yourself and feel the difference. It all starts with one visit to the Good Feet store. Schedule your free fitting and test walk at goodfeet.com or just stop by the store nearest you, with locations in Skokie, Schaumburg, Algonquin, Geneva, Naperville, Orland Park, and Highland, Indiana.
Now, the lowest gas prices from News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. Own a business? You may be able to deduct 100% of the price on a Section 179 qualifying new Ford model. For details, visit PackyWebFord.com. In Plano, the Murphy USA on Little Rock and Lakeside is gas for $2.87 a gallon. In Romeoville, the BP on Weber and Romeo is gas for $2.99 a gallon. Coming up,
this is Carolina Garibay. Northwestern Medicine launches a new lung center to detect lung, heart, and bone conditions earlier.
That's on the way. But first, traffic sponsored by Linneman Chimney Heating and Cooling. And here's Neil Fiorito.
All right, we have some issues between Deerfield and Northbrook in the north suburbs, and that is the Eden Spur, which is shut down. That connects you between the Tri-State and the Edens. You're closed both ways due to police activity. You'll have to use Lake Cook as an alternate to get around that closure there. Other trouble spot we had in Bolingbrook on 55 northbound before 355 has cleared, and that was a stalled semi. The lanes are back open again. Tri-State southbound on the brakes from I-80 to Dixie Highway had an earlier stall. It looks like that's been cleared from your lanes. On 8094 Northwest Indiana, brake lights eastbound from Kennedy Avenue to Grant. Multi-vehicle crash getting cleaned up on the left shoulder. Back to the expressways, your travel time on the Edens coming in a half hour from Lake Cook Road. Outbound pretty stacked up from Tower to the spur ramp. As we mentioned, that spur ramp is shut down on both sides between the Tri-State and the Edens Expressway. Travel time on the Kennedy out 38 to Montrose. 3 minutes slower in the express lanes. You might want to stick with the local lanes for now. 56 if you're headed out to O'Hare. 50 minutes to drive in. Eisenhower inbound an hour 15. An hour 10 out to I-90. On the Stevenson outbound 45 just to get to Cicero. 58 to the Tri-State. An hour 15 to the Veterans Tollway and 48 in. The Dan Ryan 40 minutes outbound. 17 inbound. 57 to 4. Nothing major and typical backups on both sides of DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Traffic is sponsored by Lindemann Chimney Heating and Cooling. Life moves fast, but some of the best moments happen when you slow down right by the fire. Keep your hearth safe, and you're ready with Lindemann Chimney and Fireplace Services. Call or visit lindemann.com or make time for what really matters. Your next report, 348 News Radio 1059 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather, a lot of clouds still around into tonight. We'll get down to 41 for an overnight low. Clouds much of the time for tomorrow, the high near 50. Some rain will pass south of the area through tomorrow evening, largely leaving us dry. And the clouds will finally start to break later tomorrow night with a low of 35. Sunny to partly cloudy on Saturday, high 51. 48 degrees in O'Hare right now, 47 at Midway, 46 in Kenosha, 47 at the Lakefront, going down to 41 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Stocks back in the row, red after a roller coaster week. The Dow down nearly 400. It is 340. Northwestern Medicine opening a new lung health center.
Highland Park and Audi Exchange St. Charles. Shop for a huge selection of Audi's best, and right now get up to
win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid.
Hi, this is Sarah at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected,